Yeah, hey guys, watching this video today could be a really important part of your journey, and it's something that I wish I had thought of years ago. What we've got today is 4 modern guitar players, and at the end of the video we're going to get sort of to the crux of everything. So sit back, watch the video. It's not a very long video, but it could end up really changing your journey for the better. And while we're on the subject, please subscribe. We're a really small channel. It'd be great to have you on board. When it comes to guitar playing, no matter what your goals are, whether it's to just improve or if there's something you want to achieve, trying to get there can be really, really difficult, and sometimes it can just feel like that we're just sort of floating around aimlessly learning scales and licks with no real direction. Now, I don't believe in natural born players or people that are natural guitarists, because I feel like it sort of takes away from the massive amount of work that those guys have actually put in. The only real difference is these guys have had a clear view of how they want to get to where they want to get to. So they've had a clear path and they've worked insanely hard towards that goal. So how do you achieve these goals? It just starts as a tiny little idea or a tiny seed, and it might not be as obvious as you think. When it comes to head versus heart, there's no better or worse. So if we draw a line between the two and then add like a center point, most guitarists that I really love, that I look up to and think are great, live around this center area here. So they are still engaging their minds when they're playing, and they're still using emotion and feel, but they're definitely favoring more a head or a heart approach, I suppose is the best way to put it. So all this is coming back to knowing yourself. First up is one of my favorite guitarists, Chris Buck. Now, Chris is an exceptional guitarist. He has got a lot of feel and definitely is more in that heart category, but he also is 100% aware of the chords underneath of what he is playing and where the solo is going. So check this out. So next up is one of my absolute favorite guitarists, Tom Quayle. So I was totally obsessed with Tom Quayle for a while. A very technical guitarist, always sort of thinking through what's happening, where he is on the fretboard, but with loads of passion, awesome time, feel, and expressiveness. So check this out. Oh, and by the way, this video comes from one of Paul David's multiple guitarists soloing over one backing track video. So thanks, Paul, for this one. Next, we have Mateus Asato. So Mateus is absolutely one of the most musical guitarists that I've heard. Really does play from the heart, but as you can see, still fully aware of what's going on, where the solo is going, the changes. So there's a lot going on in the background of his mind while he is playing, but man, awesome solo. This is also, I think, from one of Paul David's videos, a whole bunch of guitarists soloing over one backing track. So yeah, check this out. So lastly, we've got Plini. Plini is one of my favorite guitarists. Again, a more modern guitarist. He's got awesome phrasing, technique. He's got great feel and really cool phrasing. Definitely a head player in my opinion, so check this out. I look up to all these players. They're all absolutely fantastic guitarists and inspiring in different ways. But what does that kind of mean to you? So I'm going to tell you a quick story about myself. My guitar journey has been fairly typical like most. I've played in bands, learnt loads of songs, and man, it's been awesome. I've absolutely loved it. But I've always wanted to sort of achieve another level, and I just didn't know how to get there. So what it was like for me when I was soloing, a lot of my solos I'd do live would be improvised solos, and I'd get just so deeply into them that when I looked down, it felt like I was watching someone else play. It felt like, I wasn't in control at all of the solo. It was just going on autopilot, and that would lead to a lot of mistakes. It would lead to me just getting completely lost, or just going off on a weird tangent that kind of made no sense. But apart from the odd happy accident that worked really, really well. When I realized this whole head and heart relationship thing, it was a bit of an eye-opener, because my ultimate goal has always been to be able to convey my musical ideas that I'm hearing and feeling inside in real time on the guitar, like while improvising. That's just the ultimate thing for me, and it's something I'm still working towards. But to be able to get there, I needed to start engaging more of my brain, because it was all just emotion and there was nothing else going on in there apart from that. So that has been quite a journey so far, but it has been super rewarding. Things that I've done to improve this has been working on my fretboard knowledge, something I'm really passionate about, trying to be aware of things like your root notes, your chord tones, the changes in the song. I'll definitely always be someone that plays predominantly from the heart, but I needed more of a balanced approach to be able to achieve my goals, because everyone can achieve whatever goals you want. It's just a matter of how much work you want to put in. And that's the biggest difference between a lot of these really incredible players. They've just put in massive amounts of work, all focused in that right direction. So if you can just start pointing your ship in the direction you want to go, it's just going to be huge for you at the end of the day. And from personal experience, it's been a massive awakening in a lot of ways, like being unplugged from the matrix in a lot of ways, for me to be able to push more towards what I want to do on guitar. If your playing sort of feels a little stiff, a little bit robotic, you might be just overthinking things too much. And one thing you could try to do maybe is to just focus on a really simple blues lick and just focus on the feeling of it, of getting the feel and the emotion out of that. Even just a basic single string lick with a couple of bends. If you're like me and you're away with the fairies a bit when you're soloing, one thing that really helps is just being aware of the root notes. Try to keep focused on where these root notes are while you're playing. That's one way to just start engaging your mind at a fairly easy level. If you've played the same way for many years, changing how you play can be really difficult. It's kind of like relearning the language again. But I suppose the thing is, just like in life, there is no destination, there's just a journey. So just enjoy the journey of improving, getting to where you want to get to on the guitar. It's a really rewarding, and yeah, I love it. It's just one of those things that I just can't imagine being without my life. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we'll catch you on the next one.